Hi, I'm Dominic Santana. I'm an actor and I play Suge Knight in the upcoming movie All Eyez on Me.
A lot of people are born males, but they're not men. I'm a man. Death row is more than a label. It's a way of life.
Well, just trying to get into character, did you have to do a lot of research or anything like that to kind of get into Suge? Like, what was that process like for you?
Yeah, well, I had to watch a lot of interviews and just finding like I went more for finding like behind the scenes type footage, or just candid footage. Suge and Tupac and the guys at parties or behind the scenes of video shoots. And then the other thing that was really good was people that made this movie were really involved. As far as people who knew Suge, knew Tupac, were involved in that death row era. There was a lot of people, that really knew these guys. So I had a lot of people around me that I could say, they could say, no, Suge, say stuff like that, or hey, Suge, walk more like this, or you know what I mean, or this scenario you're acting out really happened, and this is why it has to go this way because this is how it really went, things like that. So,
what might have been one of the most difficult parts?
I would say two, but they're so vastly different, so that's why I have to say two. The one is there's a scene in a restaurant called Monty's, and it's the first time you really get to see Suge's duality, so to speak, because I have to go from one extreme to a whole another one, but I have to do it smooth and seamless so the audience is kind of wondering and feeling what the guys are supposed to be feeling. And so just to give the audience that shock and surprise without giving away what's about to happen, so I think that was one of the more difficult ones, not to look like I was trying to do it. And then the other one was the death scene. The death scene, as we all know, Tupac passes. So filming that was hard because I've been a lifelong Tupac fan. You get a realization when you're in the moment, and of course they didn't use real bullets, but they used real blanks, so it's the same exact sound as if you heard a bullet, bullets going off, on the side of you. And so I think that was one of the hardest because.
What is your kind of connection to Wilmington?
Wilmington, my family relocated here after I graduated high school. When I moved to Wilmington, that's when I discovered that Wilmington had a booming film scene. So I was like, oh, it's perfect. So then I set out to start trying to figure out how to get in it. But my actual real deal first, major film opportunity came with Dawson's Creek here in Wilmington. I was an extra on Dawson's Creek and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Have you felt like a change within yourself from your Dawson Creek days to now?
Not any instant growth.
Yeah.
But I say that only because I'm a very big proponent of growth, daily. So I had already grown so much from that point, all that I think I've done over 20 films and TV shows at this point. And so, I had a much more polished and stuff than I was during the Dawson Creek days. And then just as a person, I've changed drastically from that time to, I think that's over a decade, And so I've changed drastically to a different person, a better person. And especially as an actor, I've lived a lot more life now as well, so I have, way more experiences to pull from as an actor. And I think the most instant change was and you kind of have to in this industry if you really are determined to make it, you have to convince yourself that it's gonna happen. So it's funny because people are like, well, how do you feel? It's like, well, I knew this the whole time. You're all just catching up. You know what I mean? And it's not a cocky thing, it's just I really convinced myself that this was happening. I just had to figure out when. And so now the only thing that is instantly changed is I'll never forget when my agent called me to tell me, hey, you got the role. It was like everything in your mind instantly changes because you go from convincing yourself that it's gonna happen to you no longer have to convince yourself. It's happened.